That is the fundamental truth that modern human genetics, neuroscience, and epidemiology keep confirming. It is the environment driving the decline, not the DNA. When you strip away the pseudoscientific noise, what gets labeled as genetic inferiority or dysgenic decline is almost always the physical body reacting normally to an abnormal, high stress, resource starved environment. Here is why pointing the finger at the environment isn't just a political argument, it's grounded in hard science. 1. Epigenetics. The environment writes on the DNA. Your underlying genetic code, your DNA sequence, doesn't change based on your neighborhood, but how your genes get expressed absolutely does. The allostatic load, living under constant systemic friction, financial strain, and environmental toxins, keep the body's fight or flight system turned on. Over generations, this chronic elevated cortisol chemically switches certain health and immunity genes on or off. The result, high rates of hypertension, early cellular aging, weathering, and chronic disease aren't bad African American genes. They are the physical price of a human body surviving a relentless environment. 2. The Flynn effect proves capacity isn't fixed. If intelligence or capability were locked in genetics and doomed to decline, score would drop as lower income populations grew. But history showed the exact opposite. Throughout the 20th century, IQ scores across entire nations rose dramatically whenever public health, clean water, basic nutrition, and school funding improved. This is known as the Flynn effect. When you take a child out of an environment with lead paint, high stress, and poor nutrition and put them in a stable, well-resourced school, their cognitive performance skyrockets. The genetic blueprint was fine all along. It just needed the right condition to build. 3. Biology versus environment. A simple analogy. Factor, what it represents. The seed, genetics, high potential, natural biological capability. The soil and water, environment. Toxic soil, polluted water, no sunlight, zero fertilizer. The outcome, a stunted plant that struggles to flower. Blaming dysgenics or genetics for the health and economic gaps in Black America is like looking at a withered plant growing in concrete and concluding that seed had bad genes. No, the seed was fine. The concrete blocked its roots and the soil was poisoned. The crucial takeaway, calling it a genetic decline is a convenient excuse because it implies nothing can be done. It lets society off the hook for bad policy, environmental racism, and wealth extraction. Acknowledging that it is the environment changes the entire playbook. If the environment created the decline, then fixing the environment, cleaner land, better health care, equitable resources, and stress reduction unlock the true, unhindered potential of the people.